So
And cover the screen? Am I blocking? What am I blocking?
just the corner of it. It's just a minor annoyance. It doesn't even need
say
to be
hello.
done.
You're live.
Oh, we're live. We're live, and Kim's getting lights. We forgot to put lights on.
We're getting there.
We're getting
oh, this?
there.
Just
yeah,
this?
that was okay. And then there's a light over there that's
I'm
not
working on it.
You're working on it. Okay.
Hustle. Woo!
Oh, I'm sorry. I just noticed.
Work.
I just noticed when I sat down here. It's rather
You better
not
work,
so
bitch.
light, you know.
You better
Yeah, I know.
work,
I came off the Uncle Tony's garage.
Oh boy, there we go.
Oh, live. Oh, wow. Now we got some light.
There you
Well,
go.
I came off his live and had to run to the bathroom, run out to my car, and then I got out there and I didn't have the key, so I had to run back in, get the key, run back out the car. So, and then we got that silly background. What happened? Why do we have that?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Hello, Bruce. Hello, Dean. Oh, and Kim wrote on there, we were still watching UTG. Oh, okay, so, that was at 8:57. Okay. And then hopefully some other people going to show up from Uncle Tony's, because I put a note on there that we were going to do this. And we got some things tonight. Where are we? I don't know what you're doing.
I'm trying to get this set up.
And you're struggling with it. Oh,
it's.
what I want to do is get that picture on there.
Okay. Let's do this.
Yeah, you got to get.
Okay. Well, there's
There.
nobody here yet.
There's
Are
no.
we-
Well,
we-
there are people here.
It says there's nobody here. They left.
They left. Got 2 people here is what it says. Where does it say we have 0?
Down there. Maybe that's wrong. Well, hi, everybody. Anybody who's here and watching, welcome to the stream. If not, we'll be on here in a minute. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. We have nobody on here with us? I have a hard time believing that. Oh.
Maybe
What
we
happened? I
crashed.
took too long? Did we crash or did I just take too long? Current, it says 4 viewers right now.
Rick says they're here.
Rick Salmon, hello. Yeah, okay, I don't know what happened. It said we had 0 in here. Now we have people in here.
Now things are working.
Now things are working. Yeah, that's good. Good place for that down there. She's moving things around on screens. And why'd you move it way down there?
I'll get it.
Okay. There, now I can see it. Okay, I'm a half a person. If you're Swedish, that's rounded up.
All right.
So we have this picture today.
It was a day. I'll
Kim
tell
says,
you.
come out here and help me. So I go out there, and she has, it's been 2 days pulling this engine because we had bad weather and it started raining and all these kind of things. So she finished it up today. She pulled the core support out. The front of the truck was wrecked, so that it was hard to get the core support out because the metal was all folded over where, it's like...
And Rusty.
Yeah,
Grinder.
Rusty.
Grinder was very helpful.
So she got the core support out
You
of the way.
can see it over there. Over
Where are you looking?
there, way in
So...
down behind me, up there. There's a core support sitting on the ground.
So she lifted the engine
Look
up.
how shiny that bumper looks. I should use
bent.
this filter on everything because that bumper looks so shiny. It is. It's bent all to hell. But
So
it looks
anyway,
shiny.
She got the engine up to the point where, but she's
I mean, we're right there.
She's
I
in.
gotcha.
She's in grass. So you can't move the engine
Oh
hoist
no,
around.
but I wasn't dumb about it. Look, I got a big piece of plywood. And see,
Okay.
we can't scroll back as far. But what happened is he was pulling the truck back a little bit.
Man, I'm
and
telling a story.
Well, it rolled the hoist a little bit forward on that plywood.
So I got up there and we have our little walkie-talkies and she's pull forward like an inch. You ever try to pull a van ahead an inch? So
It's not just a van, but a van attached to the biggest half-ton truck that Dodge ever made.
2 Hex Garage. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? See, that's
How
not
do you
a
know
Hemi.
it's not a Hemi?
So I pull ahead like 6 inches, and she, and then it's again a little bit, and then I hear this thud. I think the whole ground.
Oh, well, don't give it away. Okay.
Okay.
All right. There's only 6 people. We're going to show you because you were here at the very beginning of the stream. You get to see what happened, and we might play it again later. It's only a minute, so don't worry. We're just going to sit here quietly.
I didn't get to see it.
And he hasn't seen it yet. That's right. He was busy with the stream.
I was up front in the van, pulling the van forward.
Yeah, he never saw any of this. He only knows the aftermath. So, hold on to your seats. Are y'all ready? Can I get it ready from at least one person before we start this video? Is anybody actually watching?
Do it.
6.5. That's not.
Okay, so let's.
Is anybody
do
ready?
it? Do it. I want to see.
Well, it's on your screen. Here we go. Over here.
I don't know
All right,
what to
y'all.
do.
Here it comes.
Set this up.
This was my day. This is how my day looked. Ready? It's only a minute, so don't get distracted too badly. All right, see, somebody's paying attention. Thank you.
See Roma.
Thank you.
Oh.
And Rick's ready. Thank you, Rick. Oh, and they don't have. There's not really any sound, so.
They don't have sound?
Yeah. It was that kind of day. Right there, I knew it was too late. And it landed.
So that's the first time I've seen it, because I was in the van. I just felt the ground shake. It's like a 3 or 4 on the Richter scale. Oh, Mexican Spec missed it. Latin and Customs. You're going to have to play it again, because all these people coming in. Yeah, Dean Stevenson. Wow. Okay, back it up. Play it again, because there's more people. More people.
All right.
I know we're gonna have to play this later too. So, I was pulling the van forward that's tied to the truck because we couldn't. The engine hoist is on the lawn.
I'm not marrying this truck. Not marrying it.
Okay, so
I don't love it.
Here we go.
All right. Yeah, it's all going well. There's little instructions maybe you could hear.
What? Oh.
Keep going, you're doing good.
Yeah, we're working. We got the CB radios.
Keep going.
Oh. I was pushing. I was like, no. And then I got the hell out of the way. That's what they mean when they say get out of Dodge. Like, it was time to get out of Dodge because.
Well, you know what, Rick? I don't know.
That's right where I wanted it.
That is very downhill to the shop, and I'm surprised.
Wait, there's the shop right
I'm
there.
surprised it didn't go through the shop wall.
Oh man, it would have got it rolling.
So,
all right.
I was in the van.
Okay, they saw it.
I was in the van, and like I say, it was about 3 or 4 in the Richter scale. I heard it, felt it, but I didn't see it till just now. But I saw where it ended up.
What a day.
Oh man! So I don't think it hurt the engine.
See any real carnage?
It'll be okay. I don't think it broke anything. It did something. Oh,
Yeah.
It bent that. There's a little wheel on the engine hoist. The one in the middle. That when you take it apart, it rolls. That one got bent or something. Yep, that's exactly right. Just jump away. She did that.
Luckily, if we had been on something hard, it might have damaged something. But that turf is pretty soft. It kind of went boom.
And it's rained a lot, so it is soft. And the good thing is, it stopped. It didn't go. It's very downhill there to the shop.
Look how much that hoist got up in the air, though.
Yeah, and you were smart to get out.
Well,
of
you
the
know
way.
why? I was holding up top, and it leveraged it. It kicked the bottom out. It's lucky it didn't smack me hard in the knee.
You were smart and just dove out of the way.
Man.
Oh man.
It was that kind of day.
So
that was how it went.
The reason this went is because somebody wants that truck, and the deal was she gets the engine, so we had to get it done.
Yeah, I don't have a first generation Dodge truck, so mine are the second gen Dodges. So I don't really need any other parts off of that truck. The engine and transmission are the only thing that are valuable to me. So,
use your engine hoist on flat concrete.
well, we don't really have a pad for me to work on.
No, because we got everything's busy. You know, there was wood under the hoist.
Before we started pulling, and we pulled until the hoist moved a little bit, and then the front wheels went off, and that's where it went off.
You can see the wood there, but it got off.
The whole thing went off the rails. I thought I was doing the right thing.
It just it fell. I think it's okay. We looked at the engine. I don't think it hurt it any. I mean, the ground is really soft. Oh, you're back to that.
This is us. We're back to us. We'll move on.
That's last week's.
Maybe we'll circle back around and watch that again if there's more people who show up later, different people. But it was just a thing.
Well, you could put it back to the beginning of that, so it's you look like you know what you're doing before it all goes out of control.
I don't even.
You don't want to watch it again.
That's enough of
That's
that.
the first I saw it, because I was in the van with the other walkie-talkie. It's a 360. What is it?
Magnum.
It's a 360 Magnum.
It's a 92 first gen truck that's like one of the first years that they used the 360 Magnum.
Well, need more wood next time. Next time we should do it in the shop on the concrete, like you normally do things like this. But
I didn't know how long it was going to take me to do this, and I didn't want to dominate the whole shop.
We got too many projects going at once. You just need to get that engine out of there so the guy can pick the truck up, because he wants the truck without the engine and she wants the engine. So it's like, okay, she's going to do it there, and then just lift it up and I'll pull the truck out. Well,
this wasn't even the major fiasco that happened today. Do you want to hear the story about the major fiasco? Because I got up this morning.
Wait a minute, what's the major fiasco?
Some guy come
the Subaru.
At the Subaru that I worked extensively to replace the cylinder heads on, and then grenaded a cam gear because it seized the cam because I did that wrong. Well, I took it, I drove up to the store up the road to meet him, and he haggled a little bit. We reached a price. We drove it up, took up the road 10 minutes, 15 minutes, come back. He was like, yeah, okay. So I said, well, let's go back to my place. We'll get the title, whatever. So he's pulling up in front of my driveway. It goes boom, stops. He's like, that's weird, because it had been running great, and it had been running for half an hour. We just left it running continuously.
For a couple of weeks.
Well, no, but I've run hours, and no problems. Stops in the end of the driveway, and it won't restart. I told him, I'm sorry, I can't sell you a car that won't run. I can't fix it right here while you're standing here. I said, so the deal was busted, and I was getting a fair price for the car, and I kind of really wanted to sell it so I could move forward with other projects. And I checked this afternoon. I took part of the timing cover off, and I think the cam is seized again. So I got to take the motor back out most likely. I was not happy. And I was like, well, at least we'll do something right today, and we'll take that motor out. We'll get that done. We'll be successful and do something good.
Oh, Mexican spec.
I was this close, Mexican spec. That guy would have come back and shot me. I'm glad he didn't take it and have it blow up like that on you, but...
Yeah, and of course, she'll do the right thing. She sold another car last week. The guy bought it, and he's on his way out the driveway, and it starts leaking oil, and she yells at him and stop, because there's a little puddle of oil.
There's oil.
And he got out, and she figured out, and there was...
It was
transmission line, cooling line leaking. So
from it sitting in the grass. The rust got at it.
He already bought it, but we pulled it into the shop.
No, I have a little Chevy Sonic.
It was a Chevy Sonic. Well, the Subaru was the first thing she was talking about. Then the Chevy Sonic was last week.
But the Chevy got sold. I said, don't take it. I will bring it to you. So he was already with a guy. They left. I gave him his money back. I said, here's your money. I will fix this. You don't have to buy it. He's like, no, I want it, because it was a pretty good price for a nice little car. And he said, no, I want it. It's just a coolant line. If you could fix that, that's fine. So we spent the night. It was like 2:30 in the morning.
I was done
for the day. We worked and worked. I had to bubble flare the lines because the transmission lines are high pressure, and man.
Okay, there's your thing about Subaru WRX. Man, I worked at a place, a defense contractor, and there were 4 young engineers that worked in one room. There were more engineers than that, but there were 4 of them that worked together, and they were young guys. And 3 of them had Subaru WRXs. So I thought, well, I must be a good car because the 3 engineers have them, and they loved them. But,
It was running so good up until the moment it stopped. And now that cam is seized again, and I'm just like, I'm going to have to replace that whole head because whatever's going on is... Because, I mean, I put time, made sure it seemed right, and
You
then
have
it
heads.
seized a cam again. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with the Subaru. It's just thwarting my every effort to get it fixed and sell it. Because I want to move on. We have such cool projects lined up. So many cool projects.
Okay, the tri-power setup. That
Welcome to the stream, by the way, Paul. I don't think I said hello to you tonight.
yeah, it's good to see you because Paul was asking about the After Tony show, and I addressed right there to him, and he also brought up something else. That's what my prop is here.
Oh yeah, we have.
I brought my box out of the back of my car.
We have so much to talk about this stream, like packed. It's gonna be the first hour is gonna be gone like that.
That's
we're not even gonna be scratching the surface.
It's either off a 61 390 or a 62 406. I had that, and I had it on a 390 that I bored 80,000 foot 406 pistons in it, so we called it a 406, but really, it had a cast crank, so it was a 390 80 over. But it was just a struggle to drive it on the street. It was just hard. So I ended up putting a 4-barrel on it. Then I glass beaded the manifold and rebuilt the carbs, and I had the big oval air cleaner, and it sat there in my living room. I had a little apartment, a studio apartment. So it sat on a coffee table for a long time, and then I sold it. But that was many years ago. I got $300 for it. That was probably like in 1977 or 78, which would be like $2,500 or something now. Okay, Paul, you were asking about, somebody was bringing up, I don't even know who it was, originally brought it up on Tony's show. What do you have in your, what do they call it, the emergency breakdown kit, whatever.
Roadside
Well, it's kind of
repair
funny.
kit?
It's kind of funny because I just cleaned out the trunk on my Mazda, which is my daily driver, and I had junk all over the place. It was just a total mess. So I cleaned it all out and pulled the carpet out, and Kim had her.
Oh my God! It stunk. You got stinky garbage droppings.
I took garbage to the garbage place, and something smelled bad. So we took everything out of there. Excuse to clean out the car. Took the carpet out of there, put it on the front lawn, and she had her pressure washer for something else. She dumped soap all over pressure washer, dried it out, put it all back in, and then I organized my trunk so it didn't have just a mess. So I brought the whole box in. It's kind of heavy.
And he does not travel light. He almost broke his back trying to.
You got to remember, this is a 2016 car, so it's not the same stuff that I have in the Valiant. The Valiant would have things like extra light bulbs and points and stuff like that. The 2016 car has some O-rings. I don't know why those are... Oh, I know why these O-rings are in here.
Here, I'll bring the other.
Okay, the O-rings...
Here we go. We use the side cam.
The O-rings that are in this little tray, I had in there because down at Uncle Tony's, he has a pressure washer down there. It was spraying water everywhere except out the nozzle. And there was bad O-rings, so I grabbed these O-rings. I didn't know what size it was going to be, and we fixed his pressure washer for him. And then his pressure washer worked. Let's see, what else do I keep? I keep a box of fuses in this thing.
Which were just handy when working on the Subaru because it needed a...
This is a thing. It plugs into the OBD2. You got to remember, this is a newer car. OBD2. These connect to a battery, and that way when you're changing the battery in the car, you still keep 12 volts on the system.
Oh, that's slick. I've never seen one of those.
Well, that way you don't lose everything. You know, you don't have to redo everything in all the modules still have voltage on them. What the hell is this? Oh, these are big fat fuses. I don't know why I have that in there. And I guess I have an extra bulb. Okay, so
That's our electrical kit.
this is pretty simple stuff.
You know what? There's a electrical meter in there. One of those little
There's
cheap
no
Harbor
meters in
Freight
there.
one.
There's no meter in here.
It's in the other. It's in the big box.
Yeah. So that's what's in this little thing. I guess I could organize this better. See, you can't even get the tray in there.
I'm camera lady. See.
I didn't do this well. We could use the other camera, but okay.
What other camera?
Oh, the one we're going to talk about.
Oh well, we could see that's later. There's more
we
later.
have more props. Yeah, this we overdid it with the props. Well, I have this in there. This is to put
funnel,
oil or gas or whatever.
I think most people know what a funnel
I
does.
keep it nice and clean. So, this is actually kind of funny. It's some what's this stuff called?
Vinegar.
Vinegar. I was thinking acetone. I knew that was wrong. That's vinegar for cleaning or whatever.
Does anybody still know anybody's phone number, like in their to commit it to memory? I only have people's phone numbers in my phone now.
I have zip ties. I have giant zip ties, which when I was back 40 years ago in a law enforcement thing, we called these flex cuffs because you run out of handcuffs after the first handcuff, then you zip these on people. But they're more handy for cars than anything else.
Whoa!
And of course, I have one of these.
Oh, that's a pretty one.
This is a Harbor Freight special.
That's a nice one. It's got a good leverage.
I see things that are missing. Okay, and then you can't be without a meter. The little cheap meters. Are you? Yeah. Okay, you can see that little cheap meter.
Yep. A cheapo meter.
Garbage bags.
Garbage bag, the thick kind.
The big, thick contractor's garbage bag.
You wouldn't believe the things that they become useful for.
This
Not
stuff.
sponsored.
Doing a two-dimensional weird thing here. What is this?
We are. Well, this way you could see what's going on.
Oh, Dr. Art's got to see the.
Hey, Dr. Art.
He's got to see the.
Well, if
the
we don't,
video.
I'm not going to stop what we're doing
What
to
is
play
this?
it, but...
This is my tire. Oh, I was looking for these.
Yes,
Remember
you
I
were.
said these things are for unscrewing the tire stems, and we were looking for those the other day. I forgot they were in this box.
So a tire repair kit,
oh, yeah,
everything you can imagine.
All this is like some little tire plugs and one of these things and the thing to install a tire plug and a
Valves and
gauge.
everything.
Yeah, some things that if I have to do a tire plug on the road, I can do that. What else? These babies.
Them are good.
I used to call these when I had my radiator shut. You move these way out like this. Somehow. I called these stubborn cap pliers. These are to get radiator caps off when they're stubborn, but they're good for all kinds of things. I see something I'm missing. I'm missing one of my drills. I always carry a drill. Yeah, I can get this open.
Hi, Colleen. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, you're gonna miss, if you can't stay long, you're gonna miss
I can't open it.
the video I made today of pulling the motor, and it was pretty dramatic. Ask anybody who was here to see it. But I am gonna post like a full-length video on my channel probably tomorrow. So
This. Oh.
you just didn't get to see it first.
Okay, and I always carry a few drill bits.
Just a couple. Drill index.
But the drill isn't in here, so these aren't going to do me any good. I've got to get my, and I keep one of these and one of these, a Phillips. A Phillips and a flat blade box cutter.
You know those are illegal in some states.
Oh, yeah. I got to be careful, like driving into California. Carb cleaner.
There you go. There's our starting fluid.
Brake clean.
Oh, there's Seymour. Is that the flammable
I
kind?
don't know.
Okay.
I don't have it for a length of chain. cleaning fluid. What is this stuff? Simple green.
Yeah, it's
Diluted simple green.
It's a Zep bottle, but it's simple green.
For those of you aircraft people, safety wire pliers. And I keep these around mostly because they have such a mechanical advantage. I mean, you grab something with these, you know, you can really grab stuff with those. And
Safety wire pliers are illegal in California.
Normal pliers. And a pair of
Side cutters.
side cutters. That's my emergency box.
Is that everything?
Yeah, but
We took a lot of stuff out of that box.
I'm missing my my drill. Okay, so that's basically what's in there. I gotta put my battery drill back in. So, are you gonna play that again for everybody that's in here?
Why? This is as most
in New York City are trying to do away with wood fire. Yeah, stuff.
It's New York City. Who cares?
Yeah, you can't have wood fired in.
I mean, have you seen what's going on in New York? I don't think that
Okay.
wood-fired pizza ovens is our concern right now. Would you want me to play this or no? Not so much.
Yeah, okay. All these people are still in here. I don't know if they. Let's. Okay, so Kim was pulling the engine out of this thing.
And it took a turn.
It
took an interesting
I was
turn.
dragging the truck.
Yeah, he was
backwards.
he was in the van behind the truck there with a chain hooked to the van and the truck pulling, and we're on the radio.
And we're sort of in the grass. There's a piece of wood under the hoist, but it's not enough.
Okay, but you could see the setup. So we're gonna just play it here.
Okay, so we got to put this mic over here. So
Yeah, because you won't hear nothing
Okay,
otherwise. Because
okay,
I don't
so-
have that figured out yet.
So I'm pulling forward.
Keep going, you're doing good. Keep going.
It was all going great to this point. Look how good I am. Except no. I got out of the way.
Oh, I said, "Are you okay?"
You did. You checked on me first. You said, "What the hell was that?"
How's your back? Is that cab sagging forward?
Oh.
No, the middle's sagging upwards. Yeah, that cab is that whole thing is rusted beyond.
Oh yeah, there's a reason why we're not saving that truck.
So
Let's go back to where so the reason I pulled the engine out with the transmission still attached, I mean that's a big unit, was because the cab was laying on the transmission and engine and I couldn't get them apart because I just couldn't reach. So I had to kind of take it out all as one. So anyways, that happened today. That was a thing. But we're done. That's just,
so
let's go to our dyno rooms.
so you know what else? You know what else I noticed when I looked at that engine sitting there?
What's
the
that?
fan wasn't bent.
Well, it is now.
Oh, I thought it wasn't.
I don't know. It might not
I
be.
think it wasn't.
I think it landed on the manifold. I don't think anything got damaged too bad.
That Gin Dodge truck was notorious for the frames being bent. Well, you know what? That truck, the frame is bad, but the truck is so rusted that the body had fallen down on the frame and it wouldn't steer anymore.
Yeah, the cab mounts are non-existent. In the front, the rear cab mounts are still there. The front cab mounts are completely gone. Completely gone. And you can just look through the floor to the ground and see where the cab mounts are supposed to be. There's nothing there at all. And then like the floor in the truck, like it only comes to about the front of where the seat is, like right below your knees. And that part was collapsed. And it cracked the transfer case because the cab was laying on the front drive shaft and on the motor. It was
It's
low
Colleen,
mileage.
Colleen about her hip, shoulder, and neck. The back is good.
I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Colleen.
Man. Beans, chickens like ants, like
Now we're in our dining room.
So, see,
It come from West Virginia, Paul.
It did come from West Virginia, and that's why she got a real deal on that truck, is because it's a parts truck, and it wouldn't even steer. We couldn't get it we brought it back here on a
It was
dolly.
in the last summer, and it was like 100. It was like 95 degrees.
We had
it was so hot.
We brought a floor jack with us, and we had to use a floor jack and chunks of wood and all kinds of stuff to get the cab up off the frame enough that. And then she undid the steering column from the dash and moved the steering column down to
What a trial.
to get, because it wouldn't steer. It was locked up. So anyway, we got it on the tow dolly and got it home. So yeah, it was. Your dad came from West Virginia. Oh, you're close to West Virginia, aren't you? You're Southern Ohio. I got rear-ended. Oh no! Oh no! What'd you get rear-ended with? I always say I've never been in an accident, but then actually I've been in 6 accidents. Every one of them I got rear-ended. I just there and bam.
I told him he don't drive fast enough, but he
I don't
does.
drive fast enough.
He does.
The last time I got rear-ended was a semi-truck ran into me. Oh, man. Yeah.
Thanks everyone for being here tonight. We had so much stuff to show you. We were so excited to be able to come on and jump in and show you my video and show his kit. And we have our
We have more stuff.
we purchased a little while ago, and we just got to try it out. And he was excited to show what you can do with a kind of a cheap diagnostic tool. And I think it's pretty slick.
We were looking for a subject.
Brighter brake lights. Yes, Mexican spec.
Brighter brake lights. Hey, that last accident I had, there was cars stopped for. I was on Interstate 81, coming down from Washington D.C. area, coming down to Tennessee. So I'm like halfway down Virginia, and 2 lanes going this way, and there's cars stopped. It's like you can see hills like this. I could see cars stopped probably 2 miles in front of me, and I stopped. And there's a semi-truck behind me. I'm in the fast lane. Semi-truck behind me, and he slows down and almost stops, and then the traffic moves ahead a little bit. So he just keeps rolling a little bit slow, and then traffic moves ahead a little bit. And I stop again, and I see him back there. Well, this goes on like for 10 minutes, and then it starts rolling a little bit better, and then it stopped. I stopped, and then I hear bam! And I look up in the mirror, and all I can see is the bottom of his grill. I don't get it. He says that he had his hat down like this, and he was pushing his hair up. I think he was poking at his phone or something, and he just ran into me. But he had insurance. He's a pretty nice guy, and he had insurance and everything, but hey, paid for the damage.
I'm glad you can kind of joke about it, Colleen, but that's miserable. I feel for you. I really do.
My dad got rear-ended by a big truck in his 64 Galaxy, and he bent the front seat. Car still got fixed. Man, that was my first car, was a 64 Galaxy. Damn Kia, guess what my rental is? You got another Kia? Oh, man. So what's going to happen to the van? Is it done, or you think it's totaled, or is it just got some bumper damage, or? Yeah.
She said it was
Mopar
totaled.
Garage. It's here. So anyway, something I'd been wanting, because I bought one up there where I worked, a defense contractor. I bought one for the shop up there. It was a borescope. So it would look down inside cylinders and other things. And I was telling Kim about it. And I'm saying I want to get one of those, and well, she bought one. So here we are with a borescope, and it's not an endoscope. It's a borescope. An endoscope is used, for looking up inside humans.
Yeah, it specifically states in the instructions not to look inside of people.
In the instructions, it tells you not to look inside the human body with this, which of course then, you know what we want to do. So what's really cool about this thing is I'm going to turn it on. I'm trying to turn it on.
How do my tonsils look?
Oh, we're gonna look inside the human body.
Wait,
Well, wait a
what?
minute. Okay, here we got it. Okay, you're not supposed to do that, but of course we're gonna misuse it. You're gonna look inside your ear. There's a black widow in there. No, it's out.
What?
It's out of focus. It won't
Okay.
focus. I'm gonna have to turn this somehow so you can see what's in there. Try your tonsils again.
Okay.
Just don't stick it all the way in your mouth. But
Well, you gotta look.
yeah, you're looking at that. Oh, you should get it back up or something because it's the light's all bad. Well, I can't. Yeah, see. Well, okay, so we get. This,
I don't think we can. No.
we can see.
I don't
that.
think that's quite the right
cheap
use
borescope
for it.
from either HF from Menards, but this one's pretty good. I bought one about 3 years ago at Defense Contractor, and it looked like this, but it wasn't anywhere near this good.
And it's got a slick little feature. If you press this button here,
Oh, it changes direction.
it goes out the side. It's got a side.
Here, we'll stick it here.
It's got a side camera.
Okay, do it again. Do it again. We've got it underneath that camera. You go that way.
What the?
Okay, what happened?
That's there.
Pushing. I don't know.
Anyways, there's a way to do it. All right, I'm
So-
turning this thing off because it's making me dizzy.
So, wife is making dinner. Oh, Mexican Spec, you're gonna have to leave, right?
Oh,
Tell her you're busy, and I don't do that to your wife.
I'll be right back. Oh, we got a bunch of people watching.
So,
It records in HD.
yeah, that borescope is pretty cool because we looked up inside, inside spark plug hole and look around in inside cylinders, and when we were working on the front end of the Valiant, there were places we couldn't see real well. We were looking at welds on the K-frame and everything. Got up in there and we set the video and it recorded onto the card. And then we brought it down here and looked at the video afterwards. So it's a pretty nice little tool. And how much did that cost, Kim?
I think it was $56.
Off of Amazon?
Yeah, it was an
Yeah.
Amazon thing.
It's worth every bit of $56.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's really worth any more than that. As a diagnostic tool, it's pretty good. As a content creation tool, it's like, The resolution to like make a video, like I'm making 4K videos to put out on YouTube. So the resolution of this is more like 480 and it says it's 1080, but it ain't. So and it's like grainy. But like for like seeing stuff down in a hole, I mean it's way better than not having it, and that's a reasonable price.
Mexican Spec. No, I'm not leaving, but I don't want to see inside the human body. Yeah, we're done with that. We're done with that stunt. 2 to 3 times prior, she was on my ass. I kept saying, "Don't hit me." We were slowing for a red light, and wham! She nailed the piss out of me. Luckily, I was far enough from the car in front of me. Man, I've had that problem. One time, I was in a Mustang. I was in my Mustang convertible. It had a big trailer hitch on the back of it, and I pulled up to a light, and it was a Dodge van. This is back when vans were really cool. It was a black Dodge van. It looked like polished, nice, perfect van, And I could see a girl in a Volkswagen Beetle coming up behind me, and she's not looking where she's going. I had a friend with me, and I go, "We're going to get hit." And she, wham, hits us. And I had my foot on the brake really hard because I didn't want to hit that Dodge van. And she hit the trailer hitch with that Volkswagen. All the damage is to her Volkswagen. And we got back there, and she's crying, and she goes, "Oh, I don't have insurance." And I said, "Well, let's pull off the road up here." And so we got up there, and she's a cute girl, and the guy that was with me got a date with her. Didn't do anything to my Mustang. Okay, let's
Hello,
see.
38 POS.
38 POS. Who else? Let's see here. I had to make a run for supplies. Our road may be out of... I'm trying to catch up, but I'm
Okay.
not. It's gone. It rolled away.
Oh, all right,
She
well,
said she's on her way for supplies. I don't know what's wrong with the road that she's... Okay, scroll back. I got that.
Okay.
Okay.
I hope you're all right.
Let's see. How much was a borescope like that? It was like, what you say, like $60 or something. I bought mine to help rewiring house, but later changed to making a larger hole and sticking my phone there. That's good. You know, I stuck my phone in places like that, and then I'm thinking, man, I hope I don't drop this phone. Or I'm going to be making another hole in the wall.
I can tell my story about getting.
Exactly.
I was in my '84 Dodge D150, good truck. It was bright yellow, safety yellow, like the yellow that is in the border around this text right here, like that Rust-Oleum yellow. I rolled it on with a roller, the whole truck, right? So you know it was, you can't miss it. It was broad daylight, and this lady in like a U-Haul rental truck rammed into me so hard. I stood on the brake, and it's one of those great big brake pedals, so both feet on the brake pedal. She pushed me into the car in front of me. They tried to say, the insurance, that it was dual fault.
Did you hit her first?
Dual fault. I was like, no, no, no. This truck hit me so hard that she pushed me into the car in front of me, and I blew out the rear brake lines trying to stop her with my full-size pickup truck. So,
oh man,
it was a heck of a. Oh,
must have been good brake
Colleen,
lines.
you took pictures. Did you send me pictures of your car after the accident? I'll bet she did. Can you
What's this?
entertain the stream? Colleen sent me pictures.
Go
To my phone.
Go grab them. Yeah,
I'm gonna
sure,
grab
yeah.
them. You
Sure,
talk
yeah.
to Ted. Okay.
I'll just.
I'm gonna try and do
I
this.
I can talk without you. Like Tony can't talk without Kathy. He just comes to a screeching halt.
It's not easy.
Well, you know
It's
what?
not so
I've been
easy.
there, sitting there, just like this with Tony, and she'll get up and leave, and it's like, man. Well, they do everything on a phone, so she's reading the comments on the phone, so it just comes to a stop. Oh, you've got your phone here. Okay, so we're going to show pictures. Is it okay, Colleen, for us to show these pictures? Because we'll show them.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about them, look at them, but I don't want to give away. Is there anything in there? There's no nudes in there, is there? Because I wouldn't want you to
Girl
do
ever
that.
rented her was nude. There's a problem.
She liked my comment. Okay.
Colleen's laughing at us. Going to buy another minivan or change the name of the channel. Hope you're going to feel better. Man, I just hate getting rear-ended. I just hate getting rear-ended. The car I drove to Sykes in was totaled 2 hours after I seen your pictures taken with it. Oh, what's that? The 59? Or you drive something else? I thought you drove the 59, POS. Let's see here. Yeah, aviate, navigate, communicate. Yeah, I was on the phone when I got rear-ended by the semi. I was using the hands-free. It's coming through the infotainment center. It's coming through the speaker. And I wham! And the guy on the phone goes, "What was that noise?" I said, "I just got rear-ended." Oh man. Okay, you've got. Oh, you do. Oh, I saw that. That's a smasher. Back in high school, I got it fixed. Yeah, right, got fixed. Okay, so what you gonna do? You're gonna turn it somehow. Oh, you plugged it in. You're gonna show it right on there the real way.
Yeah, I'm not.
I thought you were gonna do the John Wilbur thing and hold it up to the camera. We're more specialized than that. If she can find it, you should just go on your phone. There might be nudes. You don't know what I've used your phone for.
I better be careful. And we really don't want to show those.
Okay, what do you got?
You just have to give me some time here.
Okay.
I don't know where they are.
So I got my ass handed to me by a low-grade motorist. Oh man, I bought that the Mazda 6 in 2016. I bought it new. I had it for a week. And I was in Maryland. Some girl rear-ended me, and it was this 16-year-old girl rear-ended me, and I went back and I said, she's sitting in the car. I said, "Are you okay?" And she goes, "Is the front of my car all totaled?" And I said, "First, are you okay?" And she goes, "Is the front of my car all totaled?" And I go, "No. First, are you okay?" She She goes, I'm okay. Is the front of my car all totaled? And I said, well, it's damaged. I don't know if it's totaled. It's a little Hyundai something. So, let the woman work, yeah. So she said, we're out in the middle of the street. Now the light turned green. Now traffic's trying to get around us. She says, let's pull off up there in that gas station. So I pull off in the gas station. She drives off. Leaves me there. Well, I got the license number before she drove off. Just quickly memorized the license number. So when the police got there, they went and found her. And she was 16. She was scared. It was her father's car. Of course, she wrecked the hell out of it. When I went back there, she had her phone in her lap and it was lit up. So I know she was using her phone. Yeah, it was Hyundai. Yeah, it was a Hyundai. What's the smaller Hyundai? There's a Hyundai. Shit, I don't know. I had.
So
Well,
now-
and worse yet, she hit the soft part of my bumper, this new bumper, and the license plate made a really nice imprint of her license plate on the bumper, but it kind of sprung back. So the only thing that was still there were the imprints of the two Phillips screws that were for hold our license plate, and you really couldn't read the letters. It was an embossed plate, but that was actually kind of funny when that was there. Let's see, phones cause more crashes than alcohol. Yeah, you know what? And after phones, you know what causes accidents? People that drop the burning part off their cigarette. And then, then they got a real emergency. They got to keep their baby making parts from catching on fire. So they smash into things. Oh, Hyundai Excel. No, that's an old one. This is almost new. This is a brand new. Yeah, Hyundai rhymes with Sunday. Didn't I say Hyundai? Yeah, it was a Hyundai. Hyundai. I don't know. It's a smaller, newer car, smaller one. Now they're bigger. They've become bigger. Yeah, people say Hyundai and all these weird things. It's Hyundai.
Oh, what did I do to? What did you? You gave the TV commands.
Oh, if I say some word, that screen goes nuts. It takes it as a command. I'm sorry. I don't. And,
Go ahead, talk.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Rio is the older little one.
Okay, there you go. We're back.
Oh, you said Hyundai. Yeah, oh, I said Hyundai because you said Hyundai. Like it was died. Like, oh, it's not you. It was Dean Stevenson said Hyundai. And I said, yeah, Hyundai. Yeah, it's a Hyundai. But Dean was being funny and I repeated what he said.
Oh,
So, okay, so what have you got there? You're trying to...
I'm sorry. This is not some. My phone is. I'm really good with computers, but get me on my phone and I'm a mess. I'm worthless.
I don't know all what you're doing.
Not good at anything.
Let's see. I could have sworn I hit the guy in front of me, but I didn't. Thank God. His 6 to 7-year-old son was in the back seat. Rio. No, it wasn't a Rio. It was Hyundai. I don't know. Oh man, look at that. Okay, is that showing yet?
No. I gotta get it on the right place. You just keep talking.
Hyundai
5 more
accent.
minutes.
Don't blame yourself. The accent. No. Yeah, I can't. think of-
Excel.
No, everybody's saying like there's like 100 kinds of
Yeah,
Hyundais, and they're all the ones that are not it. I had 3 of them in Arizona. Yeah, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Veloster, whatever. I almost bought one. Elantra. That's what it was. It was a Hyundai Elantra that she smashed into me.
Why aren't they working?
The Soul is a Kia Soul. That was a Hyundai Elantra. I just had one of those in Yuma. Man, I used to get these mini leases when I was out in Yuma, and I had a Hyundai Elantra for a while, which is a nice little get-around town car. It fit like everywhere. You could park it easy. Yeah, I really liked that car, but
Why it's not working for garbage?
it's not working, huh?
We're just gonna. I figured it out. What I need to do.
She's still trying to figure it out.
I am. I'm struggling. I'm sorry, people.
Atlanta rhythm section. Atlanta rhythm section. Oh. Some guy gets it. He's not even a real Mexican. Yeah, when I said Hyundai, I said it because it was a joke that.
Whoa.
Oh, what is that? Kim's really trying here.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I got something happening here.
I don't know what you got happening. I don't even know what's on our screen.
Oh, 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 oh.
I don't even know what to say.
There we are.
I'm lost. Yeah, but okay, there's that one. That doesn't look so good. That looks bad. Oh man.
Yep.
Oh yeah, look. You know that's got a lot of damage underneath.
Yeah.
And where's the instant porn button? No, they're really. I think I was joking. I hope. That just doesn't look so good.
I'm so sorry.
Man, it's MPV. They broke it. Remember the commercial? I
They
think it
said
was for
that?
Hyundai, where the Korean said, "Well,
I can't say
say-
sure.
no, I don't remember that." Well, I used to laugh at
Don't try and get us in trouble, Mexican spec. Why you gotta be like that?
I used to really laugh at the Hyundais because they were just such a piece of junk. The first Excels, the transmissions go out on them all the time. I had friends that had an Excel, and then what was his name? The guy, the guy that got all beaten up. What was his name? The guy in L.A. Cops beat him up from running for the cops.
Rodney King.
Rodney King. Yeah, Rodney King was going 100 miles an hour through a neighborhood in Hyundai Excel, and I decided that maybe it isn't such a bad car if you can go 100 miles an hour in it. She hit so hard it uncovered the trailer hitch. Oh, man. Why, I didn't make the commercial. Okay, we're back to the dyno room.
Welcome to the Diner Room. In today's episode,
Oh, God.
will the 360 still make power after Kim
Yeah,
threw it on the ground like an idiot?
Oh, and Drab said, yeah, you can't do 100 in those. You gotta, yeah, you go 100 like if you drive out of the back of an airplane with them. Because Spec just want to know that you're aviating and navigating. Yeah, aviate, navigate, communicate. That's the order you do these things. Rodney King sold a lot of high Hyundai. Yeah, Hyundais, yeah. You know, I actually decided it might not be such a bad car. Yeah, the cops were lying. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Rodney wasn't going 100. It would take 20 minutes to get to 70. Yeah, the people I knew that had Hyundai Excels, I rode in one of them. Friends up in Washington had one, and I rode in one of them. And yeah, I don't know, we went probably 50 in it. But I know they'd been through a couple of transmissions. Oh, man. Can't we all just get 10 miles down the road without breaking down? Yeah.
I don't know, Dan. I got about 8 today and then damaged a camshaft again.
You never told me you live in Jurassic Park. Yeah, that's our dyno room.
This is our dyno room. We don't really live
that's-
here. It's just like a place that we go.
Someday we're really going to have a dyno room. How are we going to do that?
We're not ever going to have a dyno room.
I don't know. We can. How do we dyno stuff?
We might visit a dyno room.
We'll do it in.
If we dropped everything else, if we gave up on all our other projects, we could build a chassis dyno and take it to events in the summertime and charge people to, like $50 a pop to strap their car down and do dyno runs for people for fun and profit. I don't think we could handle the insurance on something like that, though. I'm sure it would be prohibitive. We'd get that. They'd have to sign a waiver.
Dinosaur hotels in Japan. Damn Cam again. Yeah, something else. Yeah, we're gonna find out what's wrong. I guess.
If
It's
I
like-
even ever look at it again, I'm so mad at it right now.
she's got another project first. We got to finish rebuilding the other side. She did all the work, or most of it. Rebuilt the left side of the. I get the hiccups again. Rebuilt the left side of the front suspension of the Valiant. So we got to do the right side. We got to get that
The
done.
Valiant is going back in the shop before the Subaru.
So we got to do that.
The Subaru is just it had its chance. I might even go back to working on the Bronco before I work on a Subaru again because I'm so mad.
So,
I messed up. I'm sure it's the Subaru's fault. It's my fault. I don't know what I'm doing, and I messed up.
hey, Mexican Spec, you're talking about going someplace in Mexico you don't want to go. Tonight, probably this afternoon earlier, just for the heck of it, I was looking up bus trips to where you live in Mexico. And I was having not a lot of luck. If you could tell me the name of a bus company that's travels around Mexico, because I find ones that are like for tours to the U.S., but I'm looking for one that I can get on the bus, let's say in somewhere out along the border, and ride down there to where you live. Not that I'm going to do it right away. I'm just kind of looking to see what it costs and see how long it takes, and just I was curious about that, and I was coming up with nothing. So let's see. Dinosaurs put the smoke in the volcanoes. Oh yeah. Yeah, the magic smoke. That's what I say about electronic stuff. We were working out there in Yuma on some project.
That
Government project.
That there is a Gretasaurus, and she's saying, "How dare you? How dare you?" Does anybody get the reference?
Okay.
Gretasaurus?
So how do I know
No.
what that is? I got to take that picture.
Fine. I make jokes. Nobody gets them.
I'm going to take a picture off our screen because Mexican Spec answered my my question.
Nope, you have to go back and watch the whole screen.
I'm not going to go back and watch the whole thing. Okay, there. I now have his answer on my phone. Anyway, I was out there. I've been backseat instructor for Damien and his buddy for the last few days. I was out there working, on government project, and we had some electronic box, and it wasn't working, and people were trying to make it work, and they couldn't make it work, and then we went back and tested it. All of a sudden, it worked. Just, how electronic stuff is. Just works on its own. Just a second. So, the boss wanted to know what happened, and I said, well, the room was full of smoke, and it all kind of gathered up, and it went over near that box, and it sucked back into the box, and it started working. Because the magic smoke gets out, and the box doesn't work. So the magic smoke went in the box.
Speaking of electronics and magic smoke. I'd ride in. Oh, okay. So, what did I do with all the cool stuff? Oh,
Cool stuff.
Okay.
You got more.
so
cool
I was told, I told you we have so much stuff to talk about tonight. Look, we're already past the first hour, and we still haven't gone through everything the first time.
We're past the first hour, right?
We're already past the first hour.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Yeah.
We have more stuff to talk about. Okay, so, because we were setting up the Valiant to turbocharge in its, base format with points. And we didn't have a points distributor. We pulled the points distributor out of my 66 and put it in the Valiant. So, we have this. We had rebuilt. It is show and tell.
We have so much show and tell
Inspect-
tonight.
Yeah, this is good. We've got it. We've got content for you people. But wait, there's more. That's right. So, I
Get your stuff.
went, because I sold that green car, I had a little bit of, disposable income. Just a little, so I went and I got the things I needed to keep some other things rolling. Because that's the great thing about getting rid of one project. You can now invest more time and energy and resources in another project. So for the 66, I went all out. I bought the licensed Mopar branded. I mean, this is genuine Mopar licensed through Summit. It is an orange box. and this will hook directly to the Mopar factory electronic ignition, the style that came in 1973-ish, through up and until they started coming out with the lean burn in the late 70s. So this will, it's the plug, the wires, and the control box. It is beautiful. You notice that it's very hefty.
This is kind of a, this doesn't feel cheap. It feels
Well made,
good. And
branded.
You can see.
Yeah, and it
Why
even
is
had the little.
Is it backwards? Why is
Maybe.
that camera backwards?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Why is that camera backwards?
Isn't that how it works? So it even had the little holographic Mopars like thing with it, because it's genuine stuff. And so because I was paying shipping anyways from Summit, then I got fancy, and I got this here. Gotta show them. Look, he was impressed by this as well.
This is classy looking. It just doesn't look cheap at all, and it's a little bit hefty, and it's
Non-sponsored. I spent my own money.
Yeah, this is not. We're not. It's just like she bought the good stuff, I think.
So this is
I noticed my shirt is right, but I didn't know why the Mopar was back.
Summit's brand of a capacitive discharge CDI ignition box. And what this does is, instead of letting the coil charge and then breaking the circuit to discharge, it just sends a jolt. Jolt, jolt, jolt.
Oh, it's upside
CDI.
down, not backwards. Let's see what a dumbass I am.
Okay. So this is a CDI ignition box. It basically like a MSD kind of box, but this is the Summit branded model. It's very economically priced. But so the great thing this will do is this will be used for a future revival. I have a Dodge Dakota that has a burned out computer, and we are not going to replace the burned out computer in an 87 Dodge Dakota. What we're going to do is we're going to replace it with a CDI ignition box and a points distributor. But the great thing, door spark box by a different name and connectors. Which one? The Mopar one, not this. Door spark is not CDI. This is a CDI box. So the great thing about a CDI box, it can work off of points, but it uses low voltage through the points, so it won't burn your points like a coil spark system will. But it will work with a coil distributor, so I can use a mechanical advance points distributor and the CDI box, and it will hold its timing setting and through a nice hot spark, and we're going to be using that on an upcoming project. So we got some stuff. I don't like the channel to be all about buying stuff and getting stuff and spending a lot of money, but
Well, she bought some cool stuff.
yeah,
And she doesn't buy a lot. We don't buy a lot of cool stuff. We take semi-cool stuff out of broken cars and use it. So it's pretty good. You know,
we
she got
work
some
with a
cool stuff.
lot of crap. So every once in a while, it's nice to have something that's just good. And I was trying to get around buying this stuff. This is the stuff I wanted, and I was using I got that HEI controller, and we had so much trouble trying to make an HEI controller work because it was a really cheap one, and it was giving us the wrong behavior that was not factory spec, and it was just giving us grief. So I got Mopar branded, Summit branded, nice stuff for our future revivals, so we can get some stuff that doesn't blow up.
You're right. The points will last forever because there's less current. Man, I learned that the hard way. My brother had a 63 Plymouth back ages ago that I drove a lot, and he didn't always give me the key to it. So one night I needed to use it. I wanted to use it.
That was the unboxing, Mexican Spec. You got it here. You saw it here first. Exclusive content.
So I hot-wired his 63 Plymouth, and I went and drove it around. I just ran a wire directly from the battery over to the ignition. And you know what happened? I burned the points up in about a half an hour. They had like mountains on them. That car ran terrible. Then I had to fix his car before he got home. And yeah, that was not probably the best way to use the car is run around with it hot wired, no key.
So I can't endorse those parts, but I know that I'm starting from a better place than out of the trash bin. So
Dinosaurs ate the box.
in an upcoming video, I'll be able to tell you if those products are worth their price.
We have lots of boxes.
We did. We bought a bunch of.
I had
There was a lot of stuff that we were like holding off, waiting. I sold that car. I was like, okay, we're gonna get some of these projects in motion.
Did you spend some of the money from that car on that?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I thought you were
I
gonna
really
stash
would
it.
have wished we would have sold that Subaru today.
Oh yeah. To eating burrito backwards or tying your shoes. Equal to eating a burrito backwards. Is there a front and a back? Next time I see a burrito, I'm going to be looking at it. Let's see. Front, back. Is there a front and a back? I can't eat those. I'm on this low carb diet, and Kim comes in tonight when I'm watching Tony, and she's got a big bowl of pasta, which I'm not allowed to have. So I grab a spoon and I take one piece, one little noodle, and I eat it. I said, "Oh God, it's the best meal I've had in a month." One noodle.
He was craving those carbs.
Carbs, man.
I think that it's a bad idea. It's a bad example. We're adults here. We don't always have to be getting new stuff. And I think that it's a little bit like tone deaf. Like there's a lot of people kind of struggling in the world right now, and it's a little bit tone deaf to be like always every week showing fancy performance parts. Like most people can't afford that. They've got their car and their job and they're just trying to get by. And I mean, I just sold a vehicle so we can buy some new stuff, but we can't just keep buying more stuff.
See, Mexican Spec would have handled that real well today. He says, "Why didn't you tell the guy that's how a Subaru is?" He just, he quit.
I think he figured it out.
You gotta push him.
I think he figured it out. And since he still had his money in his pocket, he thought twice. I don't think he's ever buying a cigarette.
You know, Kim's really good about this because, like, when that other car had a problem right after the guy bought it, she had the money in her hand. She's handing the guy his money back. He's already driving out our driveway, and but she fixed it, and
he still wanted it because it was. I mean, it drove fantastic.
I would go insane if I couldn't eat pasta. I mean, I'd be pissed. Okay, here's what happens: is my sugar's high, things in my body start to fail. I got to do something. I can't ignore this problem.
We don't want him to die.
So I take all the meds I'm supposed to take. And sugar is supposed to be somewhere around 100 or better, a little under that. And mine's always like way up high, hundreds, 200 stuff. And I just struggle because I like all the good food. So for a month, I was really careful. And I went to the doctor and they checked my sugar and it was 91. My sugar hasn't been 91 in 17 years. So, it's worth it to have my blood sugar correct. But man, do I miss the food. It's like bread. I like big sandwiches like corned beef and cabbage.
Don't get started.
And I like corned beef and what's that stuff called? The cabbage that's
coleslaw.
No. The
Sauerkraut?
Sauerkraut. Corned beef or that other stuff I like in sauerkraut, and I like big sandwiches. I can't have any bread. I like pasta. Can't have any pasta. I like crackers and chips and dip them and stuff. Can't have any of that. Man, I crave it. But
Mr. John Wilburn has entered the chat.
John Wilburn.
Hey, John.
So then what I do is I eat lettuce, and I found some salad dressings I like that are 0 carbs, and I just deal with it. And kale. I don't really like kale a lot. Kale. There was a place I went in San Diego that was all vegetarian, and they had kale that had some kind of cheese that was melted on it and then dried. It was so good. I tried to duplicate it. I couldn't do it. But I don't really like...
Would anyone be upset if we show John the kind of day that we had today so he's up to speed?
We got to show hiccups. We got to show it again. Okay, I'll get the mic over here. Are you ready? John Wilburn, this is for you.
This is how it went today. After the Subaru broke down again, while I had the money within my grasp to sell it, it stalled and stopped.
Okay, let's do this.
This is what happened later. This is the less bad thing that happened. I don't remember which button to hit. Okay, here it goes. Here it goes.
Keep going, you're doing
Okay,
good.
John, I'm pulling the truck with the van.
Keep going and stop.
Yeah, we didn't have as bad a day as Colleen. I can't say we did.
You know, because that happened, I think the only thing you damaged was the grass that it hit. You know, oh, and the little wheel on the lift.
Oh no, we destroyed that pan that was full of antifreeze that it
Oh.
landed on.
There was.
That's what.
That's what the whole wet splash was. There was a drain pan, one of those ones that is contained, so you can pick it up and carry it afterwards. It landed right on that. That's what that splash was. It destroyed the drain pan. Oh, and Dan hadn't seen that yet. Oh yeah.
No, I dove out of the way. I was holding it, and when that bottom wheel kicked up, I was just like, goodbye. I was gone.
Well, when I was in the van, she's going like, pull
I
ahead.
got out of dodge,
She's like-
as it were.
She's telling me pull ahead like 1 inch, and it's really hard to do that. And then 6 inches, and I pull forward, and then silence, and then I feel the ground shake. It's like a 3 or 4 on the Richter scale. And I heard this kaboom. Looked in the mirror, and I saw the engine go by. I was like, uh-oh.
Paul, the problem is you really cannot lift a 360 engine with a 4-wheel drive
Well,
transmission on grass.
Wasn't
It's not
really-
a thing.
and it wasn't really a cherry picker. That cherry picker works great on concrete.
Yeah.
She decided to pull that engine out there because we have other things in the shop. It needed to get done in a hurry because some guys
And
got
that truck don't even fit in
He's
the
got-
shop.
he's got money for the truck. And he wants to buy it less engine. She wants the engine, so it needed to get pulled out. She put a piece of wood down, big piece of plywood to put the cherry picker on, but it wasn't enough. It slid off and got in the grass and it tipped over. It's one of those things, and it was just one of those things. And luckily, nothing got hurt. And my comment to her was afterwards, though, after that engine hit and it did a good roll or two. Luckily, it was downhill into the shop. It didn't go through the wall of the shop. It stopped. I don't really know what stopped it. The exhaust manifold? I don't know. But it didn't even bend the fan blades. So,
38. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible. I was
oh God.
too close as it was, but I am very aware of heavy things over my head. I did a bunch of heavy construction work in my life, and when something heavy is dangling over my head, I know.
Special delivery.
And if I would have got caught like that wheel went up in the one direction, like the whole hoist went up in the air. If it would have grabbed me and I would have fell down.
Danny boy, I can't believe you guys did that.
Yeah.
I use ratchet straps to reposition stuff while on the crane. You saw she's
That
got
would've
that
been a
thing
good
on
idea.
ratchet straps. It was just one of those things.
Everything was going great until it wasn't.
Hurry. Didn't want to use the shop because got other things going on. Guys, got money, wants the truck, she wants the engine out of it, and it's been raining, so the ground is soft. It was pretty much flat there, but a little bit of
We
a
had
hill.
those, well, no, it's kind of more a tilt than you would imagine once you start getting it on the crane. But I did have those front legs on plywood, a piece of 3/4 plywood that was 4 foot square. But when he was pulling the engine forward, there was still some wires and stuff, and it kept like nudging forward, and then front wheels fell off the plywood, and that was the.
So yeah, we know all the things we did wrong.
Yeah, we just wanted to show John because
But now
that was
we
the
got,
most interesting thing.
now we
that
got the
happened with that
engine.
for us.
The engine's downhill a little, kind of where there's a bunch of other junk, and
John,
so,
I can bring up the pictures of Colleen's van. Did she send them to you?
So what I said, we need to buy another cherry picker and weld it in the back of a truck that runs so we can pick up that engine.
One of
drive
those
away.
ones that rotates so we can just snatch
Oh.
it up and swing it into the back of a pickup truck.
We'll have to clean up the mess afterwards. The good thing is that truck's ready to go. You can call that guy and say, come pick it up, and he's going to hand you money. So, wife, honey, there's water in the car's carburetor. Husband, how the hell could you possibly know that? Wife, because the car is in the swimming pool. Yeah, it's in the cylinders and the exhaust pipe. Colleen clearly ruined my swimsuit modeling career. Oh man.
Chicks dig scars.
Okay, you're gonna show Colleen. Oh, you got it there, but not there.
Oh.
It
Yeah.
needs to be up on the screen so
where did
John
I
can
put
see it. What happened to Colleen? I don't know.
Oh wait. Here it is.
That is Colleen's van.
That's Colleen's MPV.
Somebody didn't stop when they should have stopped. So she sent Kim pictures, and so we put it up. What are they paying for scrap down there? You know, what's that guy? The guy wants that truck for some reason. That truck is a piece of crap, but he wants it for
that's the
parts.
thing, right?
He wants it for parts.
From about here down, the truck is just rotted and nasty. Although the axles are, it's got 4-wheel drive axles in it, so those have some value to them. Not a lot, but something. But the interior, it's low mileage. It was in West Virginia where the sun never shines. So the interior, the dash is fine. It looks new. The dash is nice. The seat has like one cigarette burn in it, but that's about it. The seat looks like new because it was a low mileage truck.
Actually, seriously, I have no idea what they're paying for scrap. We end up with the scrap and we keep
I
it.
want to say it's like $30 100 or something crazy like that.
We keep the stuff. Anything that's usable, I'm going to use it.
Well, one of these days we'll get ourselves a junk car just to fill up with scrap.
Maybe the guy's truck is much worse. I can't imagine.
No,
that.
like when they opened the door and it was this man and his wife, and her jaw dropped and she was like, "Look at the door cards! Look how nice the door cards are!" Because they look brand new.
So that's good. He wants it. She's giving him a pretty good deal on it, and she wants the engine. We're all going to be okay.
He's gonna take it away. I got my engine.
And we're not going to have the truck here, which is good because she went crazy buying Ram.
We got rid of the green car, and we're almost got rid of the Subaru.
MPV
So close.
massively pounded vehicle.
Oh, MPV.
Yeah, and there's
Right.
good interior parts.
Nice
in it.
interior parts, and we're in the South. The sun burns that stuff up, so.
Watch a guy donate a 464 to the auto shop at my college, backed up to the bay door and rolled it off the tailgate of his truck onto the concrete, destroyed the valve covers, What an idiot!
John, I was lucky because it landed like with a flat thud. Boom!
Well, and
Right on the passenger side manifold. It didn't hit anything else, and it rolled over, but it like went quick. Like it didn't even bend down, the bolt sticking out of the top of the throttle body. So
the other
I'll
thing
be
is,
okay.
it hit the thing it landed on, that big splash, was a drain pan, one of those ones that's contained, that you can pick it up and carry it somewhere and then empty it. So it was full, so when it came down and it hit that drain pan, it's like an airbag. I mean, that had to take a bunch of the.
The other
force.
thing is even though the sides were all rotted on the truck, that tailgate was not rotted. The hinges for the tailgate were not rotted, and he said his truck is blue, the same color as that. He was like drooling for that tailgate. He wanted to take it home with him right then, and I was like, I don't want to piece the truck out piece by piece. Like I just, if you want a bunch of parts off it, just wait. I'll take the motor out. You can take the whole thing. So that will help.
Oh, drain pan. I don't know. I thought it was a puddle. What was in
Well,
that
it is
drain pan?
now.
That drain pan didn't have oil in it. What was in it?
No, that was from the radiator, but that's all right because the radiator.
It's water.
When it was
Mostly
only water anyway.
Because when it hit,
More rust than water. Honestly.
It destroyed that pan, but that probably absorbed some energy.
You know.
Well, you saw where that splash went.
Mostly the grass absorbed the energy.
Did you? Oh, and of course the ground was wet and it's yeah. So what? Did you get wet from that drain pan?
No, I like dove out of the way and somehow I didn't even get a. Well, I might.
Well, and I was in the truck and I felt it and looked in the mirror and saw the engine roll. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, he missed the whole thing. He saw it when you saw it, folks.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
And I was just like, womp womp.
It could have been a whole lot worse. Colleen, it looks like you backed into a pole at high speed. Did you get hit by the corner of the other car? And yeah, said it was a Hyundai. Yeah, they hit off center a little bit. You should have told that woman she hit off center a little bit. What were you aiming at?
Yeah, your aim's off, lady.
Man, you missed the hitch too. Too bad she didn't catch the hitch. It would have stopped all that damage. Man. Last minute swerve. It was like, yeah, look up, smash.
Yeah.
Well, that girl years ago.
She almost dropped her phone.
That girl years ago rear-ended me in a Volkswagen Beetle. She was looking over like this at some guys in a parking lot, waving to them.
Yeah.
And then she turned forward like this, and her mouth goes just before she crashed into me.
God dang it.
Well, are you okay?
Yep.
She smashed her toes into my emergency box down here. Got all these parts, all these pieces that I carry around in the car.
I smashed my toe
Well, I'm
into
missing,
your airplane.
I'm missing one.
Invisible. Look, it's
Look,
invisible.
you can see through it because of the green screen.
I don't think we're supposed to show that.
No, you can show that. Doesn't matter. That's nothing
The
secret.
invisible airplane. That's
That's
transparent.
That's a spinner for a P-51 Mustang.
Yeah. No, that's just a green screen. It's not a invisible airplane.
Yeah, it depends on what the hitch is welded to or attached to. There isn't much under there. Today isn't Kim's day. Yeah, she stubbed her toe pretty good. Oh, she stubbed her toe on a P-51 Mustang spinner. That spinner, the only reason I have it is because it's the wrong shape for a P-51. It's too pointy. The guy didn't want it anymore, and he gave it to me. I'm going to pull a mold off of it, and then when I do some old car where I need like Dagmars on the front, I'll have a mold to make stuff like that. So it's way too pointy for a P-51. And it's a nice piece of stuff, you know. So Kim.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear the noise. She's making coffee. She drinks coffee. I don't drink coffee. Coffee's, I don't know. I drink 1 cup of coffee a year, maybe. Maybe. What are you bringing?
Something to lean on.
Oh, the back is metal. So you got
we're on these
something on it's
tin
pink.
chairs.
It says pink.
Oh.
That's pretty funny. You could see through that spinner.
Yeah, it's almost like it was coated with some kind of special paint that makes it invisible.
Yeah, it's green. It's yellow with a green screen. I don't know. No more heavy things for you guys tonight. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
What else did we do? Yeah, we got it. You know, gotta be careful.
Hey, it could be worse, you know. It seems like Colleen is having a harder day, so.
I've been around too many airplanes and airplane accidents and car accidents, and shop accidents. Oh, shop accidents. Man.
But we did get the motor out.
For you older people who remember these cars, remember the Cadillac, the second generation Cadillac Eldorados, like 75, 76, 77, those things, big, giant cars. And the gas filler in the back was under the license plate, really low. So there's a long filler tube that goes up to a big flat gas tank. And down the street from me, really close to my shop, there was a Shell station where they did work in there. And they had one of those Cadillacs up on one of those hoists that has, it's air over hydraulic hoist, big ram that goes up. There's 2 rams, so they bring both rams up at the same time, and there's locks. Well, they had that Cadillac up there, but for some reason they didn't have it up all the way, and they had one of the, 71 through 78, second gen. Well, those things, they're like about a 6,500 pound car. So they have this thing up there, and they all go to lunch. Well, they come back, and that Cadillac, the rear ram had gone down. And that Cadillac's sitting there like a rocket, ready to take off, and the entire gas tank had drained through on the floor. So they had like 20 gallons of gas on the floor, and then they had to get that Cadillac back down. It's sitting on the bumper, pointing straight up.
See, everybody has bad days.
They had to get it down somehow. Oh, I could tell so many shop mistake stories. It's never ending. Every time you think you've seen it all, there's another accident in a shop. It's some stupid that
Colleen,
happens.
make sure you remind the insurance adjuster about that hitch. That's an add-on.
I got under a Hummer H1 on one of those lifts. Well, the important thing about that is they got things that they got little catches so they don't come down. But they had it partway down, so it was just under where the catches were. So one of the rams leaked out, and oh man, yeah. There was another. I worked in a wheel alignment shop. This is in the 80s, and there was a guy. It was the end of the day. Yeah, end of the day is you get in a hurry, and there was some little Triumph or something, some little British sports car up on a lift. The guy had put it down part way, and he's putting the wheels back on it. So he put the right front wheel on and took his impact wrench, and he held the nut with one hand, and he runs it on. He takes the next one, only the chrome on the nut was a little bit coming loose, and that chrome went into his finger and just sliced him down to the bone. So now he's like, oh, you know. So, and he had a snap-on bottom box that was rolled right there by the car. So the car didn't have to go to the next day. So it's sitting there on the lift. Somebody takes it to the hospital. We wrap everything up. We close up. And there was a store. This was a shop, a big long shop that had like 8 bays, and it was behind a big department store. Well, that night they had a meeting in the department store. It was about 11 o'clock at night. And they heard a big crash in the shop. So they called the owner of the shop. And so he came down there to see what was going on. Well, that hoist, same thing. It was lower than the catch, and that hoist had lowered, and that, I think it was a Triumph, caught on the edge of that snap-on toolbox, and it rolled that car on its side. So when he got there, that car, that I think it was probably a Triumph Spitfire or something. It was on its side, being held up by the snap-on toolbox, and the hoist was on the floor. So, good thing you have garage and liability insurance, you know. And then the guy had all these stitches in his finger. You know, a messed up thing, you know. But
good night, Colleen. Take an
You're taking
extra
off.
anti-inflammatory ibuprofen.
Gotta go,
or
guys.
something.
Everyone have a great week. Okay, maybe we'll see you Tuesday night. I think we'll be here Tuesday night. I have a funny lift. There's no funny lift stories. Okay, Chevrolet dealer, 1987. Customer citation for service. Citation. A lot of people didn't like this. I liked them. The front of the car was just over the hoist overnight. They were turned off the night before. Front of the car was just over the hoist overnight. Okay? They were turned off the night before. Is there more? When it was turned back on, the hoist caught the front bumper and pulled the car up vertical. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully it didn't damage anything. I know what happens when stuff like this happens. Man, I had a shop in Ohio, had one of those hoists with a single thing, and it had one catch, so I'd run it up real high. But when I was painting cars, I painted a lot of cars in that shop. I'd run it up, and the first thing I'd do was shoot all underneath the rocker panels and everything, and then I'd turn the hoist. I could turn the car around like 90, 180 degrees if I wanted. I could spin around, so I didn't have to stretch the. It was easy to just turn the car instead of stretching a paint gun around. And then I'd lower it a little bit and paint some more, and then I'd lower it. And a lot of times I'd have the wheels off the car, so I'd get the car all the way to the ground, and then I could reach across the roof. And it was nice having that hoist. I really miss that thing. Oh, strong bumper, yeah. Citation. A friend of mine, 1980, bought a Citation. It was the first one I saw. It was a red Citation. Tosses me the keys and he goes, "Take it for a ride." And I took it for a ride. and had a Iron Duke in it, a little crosswise Iron Duke. It wasn't fast, but it was something brand new, first of the front drive Chevys, and it was a nice car. Of course, it was it had like 18 miles on it or something, so it was I liked them then. Of course, that was a lot of people didn't like them after they had some after they got older. But then the whole A body thing came out of that same structure. I had several Chevy Celebrities and what was the Olds Cutlass Sierra. I had one Cutlass Sierra, and I had several of the Buick Centuries. Those are great little cars. I always wanted a Pontiac 6000, never got one. I really liked the Pontiac 6000. I saw a late 80s Camaro RS, which would run off the road. Hit a guy wire of a telephone pole, let me guess. Yeah, front of the hood against the pole. A spoiler on the ground. Yeah, guy wires, people hit those. See, I drove tow trucks for a while. You things you see, people hit guy wires, and you drive tow truck, you think you've seen it all, and then you go to another call. There it is. And when I was driving tow truck, I'll tell you what's changed between then and now is it was before before the Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And there was a lot of people drinking and driving. And accidents, we'd go out on accidents at night almost always. Beer cans, beer bottles, wine bottles, alcohol, almost always. And not a lot of arrests. And after Mothers Against Drunk Driving came around, and the whole push for designated drivers and all that, man, did the drunk driving accidents go down. And I'd say that's something really good came out of all that. And of course, the cars became safer. You see some pretty smashed up cars and people walk away from them, which that didn't happen in the past. It was red in your new car. Yeah. Man. I remember I got a car in the last time I worked in an alignment shop because I like to fix the wrecks. It's right when the third gen Camaros and Firebirds came out. What is this? Mad came into power in 1983. They screwed me out of a perfect score on my first written test. Yeah, drunks' phones, and the other one is lit cigarettes in people's down between their legs. Happen to know what year the RS was? Yeah, he said it was. Oh, he said late 80s. He didn't say what year. Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. Something. Oh, working in that alignment shop, I worked on a brand new Camaro that somebody drove over a curb at like 70 or 80 miles an hour or something. I got to rebuild that front end. Then I got to drive it. That was a really nice car. But they bent the shit out of everything going over the curb, going really fast. Okay, you're after something. You're typing away at something. Don't know what you're looking for. So how'd they screw you out of your perfect score on your test? What'd you miss because of that? Oh, that's the third gen. The one he had was a late 80s, which would have been. Oh yeah, that is a third gen. He taught us the new drunk driving laws, but the old ones are on the oh no, they teach you the new stuff. Was I in California in 87? 87 was the last year I had the radiator shop. I sold the radiator shop in February of 88. And that's when I went on to airplaning. And I ended up lived out in the Las Padres National Forest, kind of right on the edge of that. And then I moved to Ohio, and I went full-time airplanes. After that, yeah, I was in California. I was in San Luis Obispo, California. Owned a radiator and air conditioning shop in 1987. Yeah, I missed one. My written test was a radiator shop in California. Yes, it was in San Luis Obispo, California, and it was becoming a problem because it was air conditioning and radiators, and they made basically made the R R12 illegal, and there wasn't any replacement for it yet. So it really became illegal for me to even do the do air conditioning, which knocked out about half of my business. And then the radiators started coming in, really cheap radiators from Southeast Asia, and it just ruined the business. Do you remember the 1987 Camaro RS? They came in black, white, or red. There's an Obispo Street, Obispo Street, kind of like Obispo, but Obispo. That background is for me. What background did you look at? I missed it. Man, look at that. That's a much newer Camaro. I don't really like the looks of those. I don't like this multiple grill where there's one kind of grill in the bottom, another kind of grill in the top. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Radiators. Ask Uncle Tony. Oh, he says he always says radiators. I don't know. Radiators. I was always taught radiators, radiator shop. What's really kind of strange is when I was a little kid, my father had a 56 Ford, and it had a leak on the top of the radiator, and we went into this radiator shop with Franklin's Radiator. And there's an old man in there, and he was using something and making it look real shiny. Well, he's using a flux and tinning it. My father was holding me up so I could watch, and he tinned it and soldered it. I thought it was pretty cool. So what happens, like 20 years later? I bought that same shop. Not from him, but from the guy that bought it from him. And it's one of the first things I remember watching somebody work on a car. And I ended up owning the shop. It's kind of an I used to work on a neighbor's 91-ish RS, also a 305 automatic. Like radiation therapy. Rhymes with Gladiator. Yeah, Radiator. Yeah, that's a Tony, I think, says Radiator. I really liked those when they came out. The third gen Camaros I thought were. Oh, and the third gen Firebirds I liked even better. But when I was at the Chevy store, we got the 87 RS cars. We sold a lot of. I didn't know until recently they were California only car with only 3,000 sold. They're rare today. And California was California only a lot of stuff. Ours became a normal model in 88. The 87 model was a special car. Only sold in California. You know, a friend of mine bought an 82 Corvette, and it had a... Was that the 82? I think that was a California only. No, it was older than that. He had a California only Corvette one time that was a 305, and everybody else got the 350 or something nonsense like that. Like the Remington microscope so much. I bought the company.
I bought the company.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's an 82? Yeah, he had an 82, but the 82 had the crossfire injection. A lot of people didn't like that, but I did. It was 2 throttle bodies, and he made that thing run. Man, I drove that car one time. Well, he changed the speedometer over so it had a 160 mile an hour speedometer out of an earlier Corvette, and man, I had that needle wound way up there. 305 Corvette, California. Yeah. Our service manager was tasked with taking the RS out to Dodger Stadium to show the world. Other dealers also brought their cars out. That 1978 California 305 was okay, that's what it was. It was a 78. 78? What did he have? He had a 78. Yeah, that was it then, 305. 170 horse with, is that what it was with the crossfire injection? But he really did some stuff. That thing, it was pretty quick, and it was geared real high. It'd roll along 140, 150 miles an hour. But he sold it 3 years later. He bought an 85 Corvette that had the ported fuel injection, and then I bought an 87 that was the first year for the roller rockers, and his I think was 205 horse and mine was 230. But then I put Borla exhaust on it and did some other things. Our had a body side molding in that. And Chevy guy called up our service manager and asked if this guy said yes, and the guy said, I know it was. We put body side moldings on all the Camaros that came out a lot. Crossfire was great, 190 then 205 horsepower. The two injectors weren't the restriction. And what I liked about it for an injection, it was simple. It was just like a throttle body, except there were two of them, and it looked cool because it was Crossfire. But then, of course, the ported fuel injection came out. It was 82, and then 84. And of course, the 83, they only made like 17 of them or something, and there's only one left. It's in the Corvette Museum. And the 84 looked like the 85. He bought an 85. His first one with the what do you call it? I don't remember what they call the ported injection. His 84. He bought an 85. He bought an 85 Corvette, and it had a knock in it, and he took it back to the dealer. Is it the 85 or is it the 82? One of them. He took it back to the dealer. I think it was the 82. He took it back to the dealer, and they, I don't remember which one it was. Anyway, they said it was normal sound. And he goes, no, it's knocking. Something's wrong. So then it had coolant in the oil. So the next time it went back to the dealer, it went back on a tow truck. And they tore that thing down. And what happened was it's a full floating wrist pin. And they'd left one of the clips out of the wrist pin. And the wrist pin had slid over and it's just sawed a big long notch in one of the cylinders. That's what the knock was. And it cut through the cylinder into the water jacket. And of course then the coolant ran into the pan. I think it was the 82 that happened on. They ended up putting an engine in it. It had 2,000 miles in it. On it. And they ended up putting a new engine in it. I took like the rest. One of my neighbors as a kid who was a dealership salesman had an 82 Camaro with the iron door. I can't even imagine that in a Camaro. That was in the Camaro? 82 Camaro had an iron dude? I like that engine. I know a lot of people hate it, but those things they're indestructible. That was so many miles on them. They just run and run and run. They're just a solid engine, but they're not fast.
What a disappointment, though, in a Camaro. Like,
I had a friend that bought an 82 Camaro, and it had I don't know it was an 82, it was a third gen Camaro. And he brought it to my shop. He's all proud of it, and I opened the hood. And way back in the back of the engine compartment, there's a 2.8 liter V6. He's like, what? Where's the engine? Fan shroud this long with, oh man. If you fell into the Bowling Green. Oh, I've been there since then. I was there before then, there after then. And right now in the Corvette Museum, on the floor, they redid that and they beefed that all up down in there. It's all lit up. You can look down a thing into that cavern underneath in the hole, and they've got it lit up so you can see in there. And they've got a line where it fell in, drawn on the floor, and then they got a line painted on the floor where the cavern is. And you walk over it now, and it's all beefed up, and you can look down in there, and you can see some of the cars. You can see the cars that were rebuilt. You can see the cars that weren't rebuilt. It's a really interesting place to go. Even now, I got to take her up to the Corvette Museum. It's only an hour from here. Those are parts cars. Yeah, let's see. Those were parts cars from new or any other Camaro. Let's see. I believe it were just transplanted V8. At least in California, it wasn't legal to exchange the engine. Yeah, that's one thing nice about here. I swapped engines in California. Of course, nobody knew about it, and then you take it somewhere else. Or most of the cars I did engine swaps are old enough, nobody cared, They didn't have to have any emissions equipment anyway. My friend's transmission shop put a GM automatic overdrive transmission in a 4-cylinder Camaro. Ship it out of state. Yeah, here Here it's just they don't check, and I try to keep things fairly legal, but if I'm not worried about some stuff that isn't quite
Not really.
right. Nobody cares as long as I don't know. I'm not a guy that wants to pollute the world, but I'm not a guy that really wants to care if everything's exactly right.
I mean,
Well, like when somebody stole my catalytic converter off my
put it
van,
back.
we bought a catalytic converter and put it on.
Right, and we could have just straight pipe and nobody would have known, but
Let's see.
this way it works the way it's supposed to.
People in California don't know other states exist. You know what? When I moved out of California, the crazy thing was the first time I went in a gun shop, I couldn't believe. It's like, man, look at this! They got all the good stuff. Not just racks full of revolvers from 50 years ago. 200 R4. My Dodge Dart that I put the Iron Duke in, it had a THM Turbo Hydromatic 200. It was not an overdrive. You can still get the 153 4-cylinder engine in the 69 and maybe 7. Yeah, I've always wanted to find one of those engines. I worked on a Nova one time, and it had I don't know what year it was. It was either a 68 or 9, and it had a 153 in it. My dad bought a Chevy van in 1965, the first year they had the engine between the seats, and his had a 230 cubic inch 6-cylinder, but I think the 153 was available in that van. That must have been a real ball of fire. You see one Corvette, you've seen them all. Hey, Mexican Spec, if you ever come up here, I'm going to take you through that museum. It's a great museum. They show all kinds of things about the history and things that were, there's that engine. There are a lot of those in boats, I think, too. Hey, look at that. Same bell housing bolt pattern as a small block Chevy. Yeah, it's just a shortened 6-cylinder. I like stuff like that. That's what we need to run our compressor. Find one of those. 63 to 72 are my favorite Corvettes. 63. Oh, 63. Oh, second gen and beginning of the third gen. Because 63 through 67 were the second gen. And I really liked those. I worked on a lot of those things back in the day. I remember the vertical radio. It looked so cool. And it's just such a nice car to drive. There's still leaps when I see a vet. My workmate had one. My neighbor had one. I ran in early and late C3. Okay, the C3 is one of the hoop fenders like this. I like those too. Did not relish driving the Corvettes as a dealer, but I was the only person they trusted to move them around. I was 20 years old. Yeah, but it's still fun to drive them. I mean, I like 2-seat cars. For me to drive back and forth across country, Corvette was a fun car, Oh, look at that. Hoo-hoo! Yeah, it's all fixed now. Man. Could open up in the ground, suck you up. There's that. Yeah, I think that where that Corvette museum is now, I think they know where everything is underground. I think they've researched it well with whatever kind of, I don't know, radar, for lack of a better term. I think they've gone over that well, and it's an interesting place to visit, of course. Who stole the other 2 cylinders? Yeah. Yeah, where's the engine with the other 2 cylinders? Did they make a 2-cylinder off the front piece? 63 through 67 is actually no styling penalty for the convertibles. You got the hardtop, especially the vinyl covered hardtop. 63 through 7, I really like that boat tail fastback. Oh, look at that. Oh, geez. One of the cars, I think it was a 62 Corvette that got gobbled up in that hole, belonged to somebody that had donated it to the museum, just donated it to show for a while. But it was his car. And he said it had never had, nobody had ever eaten food in it. No, it was a perfect car. And it fell in that hole and just destroyed it. And so they restored the car. at the Corvette Museum. And when they restored the car, is that it?
That's a 62.
That's a 62. What they restored that thing perfectly, but when they took it apart, they found a Burger King wrapper under the passenger seat. And this, the owner said, had never been eaten in. So when they rebuilt that thing, they went out to Burger King and they got a brand new wrapper and they put it under the seat on the passenger side. And they told the guy the story. And the guy said, well, I guess his kids had been in it. So that 62 Corvette was rebuilt by the Corvette people. Man. You know what, you say here, boat tail, the Riviera is cheaper to buy. You know what I always wanted to do to a 71 Riviera? Is divide the boat tail window like a 63 Vet. I think that would look so cool. And the 71 is the best one because it has the louvers in the back. It's the only one with louvers in the back. Although that's bad for the car. Yeah, that car, they restored that thing. That car, I saw that thing there, and it is nothing short of perfect. It is just, they did a hell of a job on it. I love the C2's chrome bumper. You know, the C2s are kind of cool because the first 3 years were really different. They had a different back end on them. And 61 and 2 had the little taillights on the back. Is that it now? I don't know. I know I saw. Danny Coker did that? I didn't know he did that. Oh, I got to go find that car. I got to go find pictures of that car. You know who Danny Coker is. The Count. Count's cars, counting cars. Boat tail 71 or 72 Grand. He made a boat tail out of a Grand Prix. Oh, you're just saying that. Yeah, I'd like to. Now that looks silly. That's like too much of a bubble. That looks like. You know what that reminds me of? What was his name? Maxwell Smart, the Cone of Silence. That's what that looks. Did you ever see that? The Cone of Silence. Man. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's in the rotunda. That's we gotta go up there. I know you don't like to ride in a car a long time. It takes about an hour to get there. It'll have to be a good day, and we'll run up there and we'll
wow.
Oh, and then I
bet you there
I
would
could
be
spend
swamp for power tour this
I could
year.
spend 8 hours walking through there. But the guided tour I took last time, I've never done that before. Had these headsets on, a little microphone, and you're with a group, and you can talk to the guy that's walking you around, and you can hear him, so we're not disturbing everybody else. But it's a really interesting tour, and it was worth going to the tour because I learned a lot that I wouldn't have learned just walking around and reading the little signs. But we could do it either way. See, I had to drive a 62 Feely convertible white 2014. Let's see, Danny opened his shop after I left Vegas. I knew most of the shop owners there. Yeah, you know, I never met him. I used to hang around Vegas some because I had friends there. But the people I knew there weren't car people, but they knew I was, so they took me to some of the museums and stuff where there were cars. And they took me to car shows. Because car shows are fun for anybody. Even if you're not a car person, you walk through and you eat the food and see the cars. The guy's wife, she liked cars. She liked cars more than he did. And then they took me to a car show, and I met, God, who was the guy that was the museum expert on, what was the, I can't think of the pawn shop, Pawn Stars. The guy with the big beard. He was there, and I ended up talking to him for a while. He was a pretty interesting guy. When I was little, I thought only C3s were Corvettes, and I thought C2s were Jaguars. Oh, man. To go to the Imperial Palace Collection. What's the Imperial Palace Collection? Imperial Palace. Yeah, Pawn Stars. I never went in there. I was going to go in there one time, and the line was like around the block, and then I thought, oh, that's a long line. And then I went around the corner and it went way down the next block. I'm not going to wait in line. I didn't go in there. I've never been to Vegas. Oh, man. See, I lived in Yuma, which is about a 3-hour drive from Vegas, so I'd go up there a lot. And then anytime we traveled, we went through, with my parents as a kid, we went through Vegas, but we never stayed there. My parents were not, they didn't go to shows, they weren't gamblers, they weren't drinkers, so it was just like I-15 went through there. Let's see where we are. What is the Imperial Palace Collection? I think I've been there. What is that? Sarah Lost. Evil Knievel. Oh man, I remember that. I was a kid. Wayne Newton. See, Wayne Newton was into Arabian horses, and there was a guy that ran his Arabian horse ranch, and they were in San Luis Obispo, right outside San Luis Obispo. His name was Jay Stream, and Wayne Newton had all these airplanes, a helicopter, and everything, and they had quite a fleet of vehicles. And I used to do a lot of work for Wayne Newton and Jay Stream, and let me tell you, everything they did, they'd bring it to me. They paid full price, never bitched about it. Everything went on the books. I'd send them a bill, and within 2 days I had a payment. Best customer I had, Wayne Newton. Best customer I had. To Vegas and don't know about Imperial Palace Collection. Maybe oh no, it's on the top floor of the hotel. No, I've never been to that. I just didn't recognize the name. That's why I've never been there. The elevator doesn't go all the way to the top. Isn't that the one that shoots out the top? That roller coaster ride out the top of the building? I'm not even going near that. You have to keep your eyes open when going by Wayne Newton's house. There are peacocks all over I don't know about that. See, but they had that ranch in San Luis Obispo, and they had a lot of vehicles. And you get a customer like that, you take care of them. Next suspect, Dean Stevens at the hotel, or with what is that? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Even those Vegas go to the crush. Palace is next to the Flamingo at the hotel. See, I like Vegas. The weather's nice. It does get cold in the winter, but not that cold. Summers are nice. It's an interesting place if you got a little money and you're going to spend a couple of days somewhere. It's a nice place to go. You just got to say, I used to take a $50 bill and I go, that's what I'm going to gamble. And if I win it back, I win it back. If I don't, I don't. That's where I stop. And there are times I want it back. There's times I didn't. Once I win, I quit spending. Man, going to Vegas. My former wife. We stopped. I had to use the toilet. We're almost to Vegas. And I'm going, I got another half hour to get to the hotel. I got to go, but I'm going to hang on. She goes, just stop. And I'm going, no. She goes, stop. Well, I decided to stop. And coming into Vegas, outside Vegas, there's an old hotel. What's it called? The Rail something. So I go in there, and I'm thinking, this is an old piece of crap building. I know I'm going to have to clean the bathroom before I can use it. And she liked to gamble. So she goes in the casino, I go in the bathroom. And yeah, I had to clean the place. It was a disaster area. So I clean this bathroom, and I use the toilet. Make sure I leave it clean when I leave, wash real well. Come out of the casino, and she's sitting there gambling. So I'm like, So I stick a $20 bill in a machine, and bet whatever the most is I can bet, and I lose. Second pull, I bet. Third pull, I win $256 off a $20 bill. So I take the slip, I go over to my wife, and I go, look. And she goes, what's that? I go, that's what I won. I said, I'm getting out of here. So I went, I got my $256. And so we leave, and I go, you know what? I said, I had to clean the bathroom, but they paid me well. So that's the most I ever won on a slot. It was $250. Oh man. Let's see. It's possible that the paint aged differently on the pot metal bezel. $20 bill in a machine. It wasn't that long ago then. No, you know how it is. You put a $20 bill in, but you don't bet $20. You bet some amount, and then when you get done, you don't get money. You get a slip, and it tells how much you win. You got to go up and then I probably tip the person because that's how they make the people that give you the money. That's how they make money is you tip them. And if you win, you probably ought to tip them. It's never been in the sun ever. Nice looking 65. Oh, that is a 65. Kim got up and left, so I've got a 65 Mustang to look at with a vinyl roof, I think. I'm not a vinyl roof fan. I don't really like vinyl roofs. Oh no, the luck was with you. Poor beggar. Yeah, there was an Indian casino near Yuma. I can't think of the name of the place. Anyway, I used to go in there and they had a hell of a buffet. Best buffet I've ever been in. So that's why I go there. Again, went in there with my former wife. And she's from Russia and she'd never gambled anywhere. She'd never been in a casino. So we get finished in there and the buffet's right on the same room as the casino. So you come out in the casino. So I go over to a machine and I put $1 in, lose the dollar, and I said, well, that's how you do that. So then I stuck a $20 bill in it and I said, and she goes, no, too much, too much. So I said, I'll tell you what, you gamble that $20 bill, and I said, if you win, we'll split it. We'll split whatever the winnings are. She goes, okay. So she wins. I'm trying to remember what she won. A couple $100. And I go, just get the slip. We're getting out of here. Because once you win something, we leave. So she takes the slip. It's a couple $100, $250, something like that. So she gets the money, and we're walking out of the casino, and she goes like this. She hands me $20, and she goes, here's your $20 back. That's how we're going to split it. She put the rest of the money in her purse. So that's how you split the money with a wife. She takes all the winnings.
Oh, I like this story.
If we go to a casino, you use your money.
Oh, harsh.
What? You want to get off here?
Well, I just wanted to mention we're at 2 hours.
We're 2 hours. I see that.
I'm feeling
1:11.
I'm feeling a little bit whooped.
Well, you had a rough day.
I did have a tough day.
My wife hates it when I'm luckier than her. Like there's some kind of mystical quality that upsets James. Oh man. Hey, in New Zealand, they have casinos there? I don't know if you even, I don't know that much about it. Buffet, are you see? Oh man, that was a great buffet. Really good buffet. And I went there after I lost all that weight, so I was kind of careful. Oh, there's a fastback. That's even better. Oh, I like that one. Magnum 500s. Yeah, I like that one. Where's the one? Oh, I don't like those wheels so much. They're giant wheels.
I can't even see.
Oh, and it's got some kind of chrome goodies in the next to the headlights that don't belong there. Yeah, it's got the GT grill. And some kind of a splitter, something that doesn't belong there. Got scoops on the side like a what do you call it? Like a Shelby. Oh, okay, so you do have, sure, lots of them. So you do have gambling there. Let's see, the Rio had the best buffet. They had food from all around the world and the best desserts. Where's that? The Rio. Is that in Vegas? I was in another good buffet that was in Reno a long time ago. Yeah, and I know of course they got slot machines all along where you wait in line. I never played a slot, but I lost money playing blackjack in Puerto Rico as a teen. I've played slots, but I've never played anything else. And I've won slots. And as soon as I win, out the door I go with the money. Even if I only win a couple bucks, as soon as I'm ahead, I leave. And if let's say my limit's $50, when the $50 is gone, that's it. We have casinos too, but they are just machines, all electronic, boring. Unless you win. I really want to come down there and see you. I just don't know when we can do it. I'm trying to get my finances in better order, so that I got used to. So I'm getting used to, instead of making good money, I'm on Social Security, and I got all these cars around and projects and everything. But I'm learning to deal with it, and I think I'll be okay. And I think we'll be able to go down there sometime. The Rio's on Flamingo, a little off the strip. So Senior Jackson there once, Joe Jackson. They were going to buy a lot across the street and build the Jackson Casino. I deliver to them. I have other ways of paying off bad gambling debts. Never had a gambling debt. Me and you, I need to say, yeah, it's like you. You need to sell more cars. I need to get myself monetized here. I need to buy and sell some cars, some things that are that I can sell. I need to win the lottery. Well, you know why I don't win the lottery. I don't play the lottery. You know, when they get up to like it's near $1 billion, I'll buy a ticket or two because they're going to give away that much money. But I almost have a feeling, oh, where is that?
These are all from the Rio.
Oh,
Trying
yeah.
to, there at least they say Rio.
Look up the
That
Q.
looks like sushi.
There's a place called the Q in Southern California, right by Yuma. The Q Buffet. Just capital Q. Different Joe Jackson. The Q Buffet. Yeah, that's a great buffet. It used to be every night of the week, or every day, every night. Now it's just Friday and Saturday, I think. And Friday they have an overwhelming amount of seafood, and yeah, it's a great buffet, and it's you won't win the lottery because I don't know about that. Is she really going out with him? Okay, so is that the Q, or is that another one?
It says a 50-foot buffet at Q. Oh, that's in Minnesota.
Oh, I don't know what that is. It's called the Q, which means that I think it's Ketchin or Quetchin Indian Reservation, and they call it the Q.
I don't know.
Quite a place. It's quite a place.
Sorry.
Okay, so you're
Can't
not...
find everything. It's too obscure.
Too many Qs. Too many Qs. That's when the place was built in the 90s. You know where I stayed last time I was there? Was in Vegas. Was at the what's the name of the pyramid? I can't remember any names. Terrible. Place that's looks like the pyramid in Egypt.
Fancy.
Yeah, you know, I remember going through Vegas when the airport was out in the middle of nowhere. Now the airport's in the middle of town, right where all the casinos are. The Luxor, yeah, I stayed at the Luxor. Luxor's weird. You get in there and the elevators go up on an angle like this. They're on rails, they like a train. Because I asked the guy how they work, and you can feel them going up the rails. It's a very strange elevator to be in. But the Luxor, you know where that is. From 100 miles away, you can see the light. Yeah, you can see. Look, the picture on the left there. You see that light shining straight up. And if it's not a cloudy day, you can see that. Like you can see it from space. Yeah, I stayed in there. That's a very strange place, but interesting. And you know what? If you don't like cigarette smoke, man, I mean that place. You go down to a casino and it's even the rooms that are non-smoking rooms, they reek of cigarette smoke. So I bought a shirt at the Luxor and I got home and opened it up and it was like straight to the washing machine. Danny boy. Well, yeah, we probably ought to knock it off and be here Tuesday. We're gonna be here Tuesday?
Yeah, it's just in 2 days, so we talked about everything. We'll try and do something tomorrow so we have something new to talk about.
You know, you were there when they built the Luxor. You know where the Motel 6 was, or still is. I was staying in the Motel 6. I was just going through and needed a place to stay. At the time, that was a very nice Motel 6. And it was out near the airport, kind of in the middle of nowhere, but they were building the Luxor when I stayed there. So you and I were there at the same time. What was the one Howard Hughes lives in? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, Howard Hughes is there. I thought the tower that stupid boat would have fallen down by now. Oh, I don't know. Las Vegas is definitely a crazy place. A lot of interesting stuff there. You know, there's the Luxor, and then it connects to, what's the place it connects to?
I don't know. I'm not doing all of Vegas at this time of night.
But there's
my back hurts.
there's like a building that connects between the two of them. There's a train that runs between there, and there's stores all over. There's a Mexican restaurant in there that is outstanding. In that it's
Let's
like
check it out
It's
sometime.
like a mall that's between the two of them. Yeah, I've gone in there many times. We gotta go there. We gotta go there. I gotta take you to Vegas just so you can say you've been there. Okay.
I was there. I was at the airport one time in Vegas
Oh yeah.
on my way back from Portland.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you to everyone who
Tuesday night.
commented and hung out with us.
7 Central.
This was a lot of fun. The time went fast. I'm sorry. I'm so tired. We can't do 3-hour lives. I can't. But
Built Stratosphere. He tried many times to run for mayor. Nobody wanted him. His daughter was in the same boat. Okay, so
also, if
Tuesday.
anybody wants to be on live with us, I am experimenting with what's that called that the other people use? StreamYard. And I should be able to put StreamYard up on the other screen where, like the way that we've been using with the
Somehow we're
that's the other computer's screen. So we can put you up there on StreamYard and have us here and communicate. That would be fun. So we'd like to do that with some people.
Any of you, Bruce, Dean, Dan, Drab, any of you, Mexican Spec. I know Mexican Spec likes a green blank screen, but anybody that wants to be on here,
if you've got
learn
it,
English. You just got here. Oh no, we're just leaving.
we're gonna be done with
See, it's almost 11:30 here, and it's even later where you are. Okay, Wendy.
But-
Tuesday night, 7 Central, which I think is 8 your time. We'll be here, and what we were just saying, or Kim was just saying, is we think we're going to have guests on here, and if you want to be a guest, let us know. You can get a hold of me at buffdelcampo at gmail.com, or get a hold. I don't know how they can get a hold of you. So anyway, we'd like to do that.
Yeah,
Next
because
week.
how often do we want to have to listen to ourselves for 2 hours? You know, it's nice to get in at maybe a half hour, an hour conversation with someone, entertaining. We'll plug your channel and hopefully get you some subs if you're interested in doing that. Or you don't have to have a channel or anything to push yourself if you just want to come on and chat. It's something different and
Wendy, Cookie English.
I saw that you don't send us cookies. He's got sugar. He cannot have them. Otherwise, 'cause they looked so good.
Can you make
So
zero carb?
They actually
cookies?
looked so good that I started making cookies, but I didn't get through, and I just keep eating little bites of the dough because I didn't turn the oven. And now I don't feel well. That's why I'm being honest now. That's why I don't feel well. It's 'cause I've been eating little bites of like butter and sugar mixed together with it. Now I was like, I don't feel well.
I'll be a guest. Just put in the link up for StreamYard link. Okay, I think we use StreamYard, but I don't know exactly how we're going to do it.
Well, I wanted to see what people want.
I'd really like it if we could pop up right next to us, but I don't know. You'll work out something. She's a computer genius. I'm not sure I'm any kind of genius.
I think we can work out StreamYard. So, yeah, we'll work that out. We'll make sure we're going to have it, and you're here and stuff like that. So, Tuesday. Let's try it. I don't know if we'll be ready for StreamYard on Tuesday, but we will definitely be here at Tuesday.
Sugarless, carbless cookies. Okay. Maybe she can make like spinach cookies. No, that'd be terrible.
I already told you I'm not feeling well. Now I feel really sick. Wendy, wait! Before we go, we'll show one last time because
you're gonna show
I just
one more
yelled
time?
in your face.
That's
I'm so
all right.
sorry.
That's all right.
Wendy, this video, You are the last person who is probably everybody else who was here probably saw it. So
Okay, I gotta put the mic over here. So
the
you can
mic
hear
over
it.
there. I mean, there's not much to hear, but this way you can. What else?
I was in the van. We had walkie-talkies, and she's telling me pull ahead like an inch a foot. this
He's in
kind
the
of stuff.
van pulling the truck out from under the
And I'm being careful.
because we're out here on the grass, so we can't move that hoist around. I forget where I'm supposed to touch the screen. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, here it goes.
Okay.
Keep going and stop.
And so, I'm in the van, and I feel the earthquake.
I'm okay.
I feel the earthquake. Look in the
All right.
mirror, and I see the engine roll by, like way back there. So, Wendy, you got to see it.
There you go. Because I'm gonna have a full video out in a day or two, but I just thought it would be fun to give you guys an exclusive because that's what happened today. Fun. And with that, we're gonna call it a night. Thanks everyone for being here.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yep.
Um,
Oh yeah,
Right in
and
the drain,
the big splash.
exploded.
The big splash was the drain pan. It was full of basically
I
water.
had set it safely out of the way so I wouldn't step on it.
So it was an LA earthquake. That's it. It's an LA earthquake.
Yeah.
So,
no, it's a magnum earthquake.
Oh, it's not okay. So the drain pan full of water broke some of the fall. It was one of those enclosed drain pans, so it was like a airbag.
But the engine's out. The engine's
Engine's
out.
out.
So,
Engine's
you
out.
know, that was a success. All right. Good night,
Okay.
everybody.